Welcome everybody to the People to People Business Network Mixer.
That's right.
Here today at Tysons Corner Studios, run by Mr. Rodney Grimes, Association of People to People. So we're gonna be doing some interviews from some interesting individuals that are in attendance. First, we're gonna start off with Mr. Boo Jones. So, Mr. Jones, tell us a little bit about what you do, how you connect to the people and what you bring to the table.
Well, by being in the entertainment business, I was interviewed by Rodney several years ago,
Okay.
and from that we built forged. Now I can say friendship, but at the time it was just we forged, some network. Now it turned into some friendship, and now like family thing. But myself, what I do, I'm a servant. That's it. I'm a servant, man. So whatever way God had me to serve, but one of my main things is the substance abuse field.
Okay.
And now it done grew into mental health, getting some information about mental health and getting some courses about the mental health field and working in the field also.
Okay.
But anything to do with servitude, man, that's what I want to do, man. Well, you and I and Rodney now do the man in the mirror. We had many people come through to do that. That was something that started at the house. My wife was like, it's okay if you have something at the house. She gave the okay.
Yeah, got that okay.
Got that okay.
Got
So,
that okay.
so that's what I did there. You know about that because you attended and doing motivational speaking. And now lately I've been partnering up with a guy from that invented Go Round Table and for the culture. His name is Calvin Ruffin II.
Okay.
And so he's in Atlanta, but he does all the production and chopping it up and putting it together, and I got a show on there called the Boo Jones Show.
Okay, Boo Jones Show. Tell us about it.
So what we do, we give flowers to people who probably won't get none. But they was essential in the genre, not just the music, but the culture and everything, like yourself. So we'll get you on there too.
Oh yeah. Be my pleasure.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, man, and trying to be the best version of me I could be, and me and my wife, that's a journey, and that's a wonderful journey. Getting to spend some time with my remaining child, because you know what, my other child passed away in 2014, so I only had two. So my remaining child, Asia, she had a baby. So I got a granddaughter to go along with a grandson. I had Booby,
Yeah.
So now I got Zia. So I got those two, man. I mean, I'm blessed, man. I can't complain.
Okay. So, all right. Excellent. All right. So we're gonna move this thing right along. Mr. Jones, I wanna thank you for coming in and drop some pearls on this man. The man in the mirror is the show that matters. All right, baby.
That's right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna keep it moving with attendees from the mixer. We got another young lady stepping in. All right. Come on, Miss Smith, have a seat here. I want to welcome you to the People to People Mixer interview. We're gonna do just a few minutes of your time. Tell us a little about yourself and your endeavors, and how you got connected with People to People, and what you want us to know about what you're doing that we can help, build that thing out for you.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that I have really enjoyed being here at the Mixer.
All right.
There were a lot of interesting people here that has a lot to offer, and I plan on being at the very next one as well. As about myself, I am a licensed professional counselor or a mental health therapist. That's really what they call us. My focus is on substance abuse as well as mental health. However, I am semi-retired, so to speak. I am still, though, affiliated with an outpatient substance abuse program. And right now, I am actively engaged in my own business, which is to provide DWI education for offenders, as well as substance abuse services for CDL drivers.
Excellent. Okay.
So that's what I do to keep myself busy when I'm not traveling.
I see that service is in your heart. I see that radiance and that smile in your eyes and telling this story. That service and love is in your heart.
It really is. I do like helping others in more ways than one. It doesn't always have to result in monetary means or anything like that. I think service is one of my love languages.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I like that. I like that.
Sometimes I'll rise to the occasion to my own detriment. I'm getting a little wiser about that though. But yeah, I do like helping people, and I think I kind of inherited that from my mother.
Okay. Okay. Tell us a little about that.
Goodness. Well, my mother was the type of person that always had a space for anybody.
Okay.
If you knocked on the door and you needed a plate, she always found a way to fix you some goods, some food from somewhere. And there was always a space at our house for anybody who needed to sleep, even if it was on the floor.
Okay. Okay.
So she was also the neighborhood babysitter throughout the years. She took care of a lot of people.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, it's nothing like the fruit of someone else's labor giving us the heart and the institution to keep going in a positive manner.
Absolutely.
I was told by my grandparents, you won't know how good of a parent you are until you see your children parenting.
That's right. That's right.
So,
I see
kudos
that.
to your mom
Yeah.
and the
it's
person that
another-
you've become. So tell us a little bit about how you got in touch with people to people. What's your relationship?
Well, actually, Rodney's sister is married to my first cousin, Wendell Miller,
Excellent.
Kathy Grimes and Wendell Miller. But also, we both grew up in Alexandria,
Okay.
so I know his family. And so when he started People to People, I've always tuned in when I could.
Excellent.
Yes, and I also tune into the Man in the Mirror podcast as
Oh,
well.
okay, so he hears rambling, okay?
Yeah. Boo Jones is a good friend
Okay.
of my family, so yeah, I'm really proud of this endeavor, the People to People podcast and the Man in the Mirror. I think it's a needed service in our community to have people come on and talk about different things. We need that platform.
We do. We do. We're all naturally attracted to the negative.
Yes.
And negativity is always being promoted because people really think that's our culture, and it really isn't.
No, it's
Right? We come from kings and queens, and our culture is positivity. But for the masses, that's not something that's commercially pushed out. So we try to do our best to people, Man in the Mirror. I have a show also called Politics Our Way. Shameless plug, you can look that up on YouTube. Where we talk about politics from a street level perspective.
Mhm.
I used to work in the White House, and they would always say things like, black people don't care nothing about politics.
Mm.
And I say, no, we politic our way.
Absolutely.
So thus that started that podcast. So we try to do our best to be a public service announcement to our people. So we talk our language and bring out the positivity in us. So I want to thank you for stopping by, gracing us with your presence. And mental health is, to me, the largest and most important thing that we can do in our community.
It is.
So I want to thank you for your participation in that.
Okay, thank you for having me.
All right.
Appreciate it.
We look forward to you at the next mixer. All right.
Bye bye.
All right. We have another guest coming on in. Come on in, young lady.
How are you?
I am very well. And tell us your name and what you do.
Alicia Smith. I own a nonprofit where I provide food resources for people with multiple sclerosis.
Excellent. So you're a lady of service.
Yes.
Sit back and get comfortable, girl.
Okay.
We're gonna do this. We ain't got but a few minutes, but I don't want you to be, this is a family affair.
Yes.
Right? So we just try to be as casual as possible. So tell me a little bit more about your organization. What's the name of it? How folks can get in touch with it?
The name of my organization is Empower, Acknowledge, Teach Multiple Sclerosis. The acronym is EMS.
Okay.
I am available via social media on the website at e-ms.org. You can also contact me at EMS on in February of 2020,
Okay.
right before the pandemic kicked off. And then, like I was telling my story in the room, it kind of sent me in another direction. To be able to get my services out to a broader community. Because it was not just, okay, I require food, so now we got people who are stuck in the house because the world was shut down. We can't get masks, we can't get gloves, we can't get hand sanitizer. And thankful enough, I was blessed with all of these things at the beginning of the pandemic. Companies were donating hand sanitizer to me, which I'm still distributing now.
Okay.
Companies donated to me. I had boxes and cases of N95 masks, and for my community, because we deal with autoimmune disease, it was very important for us to
Very
stay
important,
protected.
yes.
Right. So I got those items out to the MS community as well as different food offerings during that time. So if the pandemic was bad, it wasn't so bad in certain areas.
But for folks like you,
Yeah.
you helped out.
I got to
kudos
get
to
out.
yourself and your organization, because the luckiest people are the people that need the help the most.
Absolutely.
So I want to congratulate you on that activity and hope that we get a chance to see you succeed and grow and expand, because I know the MS community is not shrinking
No,
by far.
at all. It's
So
getting
what
bigger.
got you involved in it?
I have multiple sclerosis.
Okay.
So I was diagnosed with MS in 2004. Yes, in 2004. So I'm getting ready to celebrate my 20-year anniversary.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
I have MS. It doesn't have me.
Exactly.
So, and that's the way I look at it. Also, it makes me feel good to be able to do something about, I guess, what people call, a problem or my cause or what have you. I feel like if I'm not doing something about it and I'm just sitting in it complaining, about what resources, services we don't have. And so instead of doing that, I actually get out and try to get those resources and services. I talk to my council people, I talk to my state, local senators, I wanna know, I sit in front of their office, how many people in PG County got MS? They don't know.
Right.
So how are you providing services for me when you don't know?
Okay.
But you could tell me how many people have diabetes, how many people have cancer or AIDS, and I'm not downgrading any of these as well, but I just feel like that each of them should be elevated to a platform of being important. Like, you do know how many people have heart disease, or you do know how many people have diabetes and stuff, but you should know how many people in our community affects, how many people in our community have multiple sclerosis, because, again, they called it a white woman's disease, but I'm not white.
Don't come back in.
And it has affected a lot of people in the African American community. And like I said, I started the conversation. Everybody knows somebody that has MS.
Okay.
You don't know unless you say something. And so I try to put my story out there. I ask people, I talk to people. I bet you know somebody got MS.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. And like I said, and that's normally what happens is, oh yeah, my aunt have that, yeah, but she can't do this or she can't do that. Well, there are resources out here. So let me tell you about what I do.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I kick my conversation off with people, and it's basically I just start one.
Excellent. Well, I want to give you flowers right here. So
Well,
thank you
so much.
for being engaging to those in it. So once more, into that mic, tell us how people can reach you.
You can reach me on all the social media platforms under EMS, EMS.org is my webpage. I'm EMS on Facebook, E-MS on Instagram. Phone number is 240-510-6616. Please call, reach out to me, text me, whatever you need. If I can't provide the service for you, I know how to get you down that road. Again, I'm 20 years into this disease, and I just try to educate myself to the best of my ability day by day and year by year, because it grows.
All right, well, I want to applaud you.
Thank you.
And for those out there who have a situation, know someone with a situation, dealing with MS, this is the young lady to reach out to, and this is how we want to get it started.
Again, I'm Alicia Smith, and thank you all.
All right, thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Jenkins. All right. All right. All right, before we get the next person in, I'm going to have, did Rodney go get everyone
I
else?
think he's up there.
Okay, because I need him to switch the camera. Now, I can switch it, but I got it. All right. So who's going to be the next person? Could you tell Rodney we need the next guest?
Okay.
Again, we're at the People to People Mixer here, which is an event given by Mr. Rodney Grimes and those folks over at People to People, where we're trying to bring positivity to individuals. I'm sorry?
This is for you, for me.
Oh, sit here. Thank you so
You're so
very much.
welcome.
All
Just a little
right.
goodie bag.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Please do. So again, we are here at the Mixer, People, positive people doing positive things, positive activity, positive thinking. And I'm Nate Jenkins. I'm a member of the podcast Man in the Mirror.
He get another guest.
All right, thank you. As well as politicking our way. It's politicking like a clock, our way. And you can get it on YouTube, all of our past episodes, and our future episodes are always live on Facebook as well as Instagram. So we're waiting on our next guest. And as we do that, I just want you guys to understand that People to People is an environment where we bring out the positive structure of our community. Everyone wants to talk about the black community and our culture as being something real with negativity. But we gotta understand a few things. Our community is not negative, and our culture is not as well. So with that stated, we're gonna bring in the next guest. Alrighty. Alright, so we have our next guest.
So you can put her in the middle.
Alright, right
Yeah,
here.
and then you go. There you go, that way.
And the young man is in the next seat.
There you go.
Is that enough space for you? Do I need to move this out a little bit? Okay. All right. Again, I'm Nate Jenkins, People to People. So why don't we introduce ourselves?
Well, my name is Michael Cradle. I'm a fashion designer based out of Atlanta, Maryland. It's 9420 Annapolis Road, Suite 216. We do clothes for men, women, boys, and girls, all ages, all sizes.
All right. And yourself?
And I'm his wife, Twanda Cradle.
Oh, the better half, not the other half, but the better half.
Definitely.
Okay.
They say, and I say better half, and don't want to be misconstrued, but I understand because I've been married several times, so I know how to make it and break it, right? So when I say the better half, some men kind of get a little wavy to that, but I want to tell you that we are whole as men, but we're better when we teamed up with someone who can keep us on task,
True.
keep us focused, and not so much guide us, but give us the responsibility that makes us do the right thing, right? So that's why there's so much of the better half.
I said that.
All right. So tell me a little bit about your clothing line.
My clothing line, okay, I can tell you this for one thing. If you want to dress like everybody else, go to the mall to shop.
There you go.
But if you want to dress different, stand out, wearing something that nobody else is wearing, come see us.
So unique individual.
We will hook you up.
All right. I like to hear that. I got to come check you out. So give us. So it's best to come to the location. Do you have web presence or anything like that? Any website or anything like that? Or is it best to come to the location?
It's best to come to the location, but we do have a website. So he didn't say that it's two different clothing lines.
Okay.
His is the Michael Cradle collection,
Okay.
and mine is Jocks, Junkie of Creative Styles.
All right.
So we have we're one, but we have two different clothing lines.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Two verticals. Okay.
So his website is michaelcradlecollection.com,
Okay.
and mine is junkieofcreativestyles.com.
All right. Excellent. So tell me a little bit about where your creativity comes from.
Okay. So mine comes from, I'm gonna say it like this. Growing up, my style was my strength.
Okay.
So I have a book coming out that states that why my style was my strength growing up.
Okay.
So my creativity comes from always wanting to be different because I felt different. always wanting to have one of a kind. I just like things to be different. So that comes, from within. My style, everything comes from within.
All right.
That, so, wanna talk about your
I think my style comes from just life in general. Like if I can walk down the street and I see something colorful, a patch of flowers, some different looking buildings, the sky even, and I want to create that into clothing.
Okay.
So that's what I think my style comes from, everyday life.
Okay, so I hear the eclectic side and I hear the observational, creative side. So, I think, when I think of individuals, each individual kind of have a little piece of both of that in them. So I'm glad that you guys are bringing that out and giving us in the public space a place where we can go and experience that through our clothing, right?
Right.
So, again, tell the folks where you located. And you can go straight ahead into that camera and tell them folks exactly where you located.
9420. 9420 Annapolis Road, Suite 216, 20726. We close on Sundays and Mondays, but Tuesday to Friday we open from 12 to 6. Come check us out.
in Lana, Maryland.
Atlanta, Maryland. That's what I see.
All
What I
right.
have.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. They pick up what we drop.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, there's a myth about marriage that people say it's 50-50. I know it's not. It's 100-100.
Right.
If you doing 100, she doing 100, nobody ever miss a beat.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
With
So-
the woman that we're gonna do 110.
110.
Y'all do 100. I'm speaking up for the women. No, we do 110.
110, okay. I'm not mad at you, 110. Hey, you really got a better head. I want to congratulate you, give you your flowers today. I want to thank you for bringing your inspiring collections to our community. And we want the community to go out and support this great couple. They've given you the address, and the mere fact that they have their own personalized styling, I'm sure that, it can involve others, to have the courage to step out of that space and looking like somebody else
Exactly.
and bring your own attitude to it. So I want to say I appreciate you and I applaud you. Thank you so very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And much success to you and your endeavors.
Thank you.
All right. All right, moving right along to People
Congratulations,
Network
Joe.
event.
Thank you.
We got another person coming up to visit us here in the studio. This young man, you got some stars, you got some stars behind the stars that may not get the flowers that they deserve as they get them. But we're gonna try to do what we can. Bring up this dude, incognito star right here, Mr. Matty. This is my main man here. So tell us a little bit about yourself, player. Start off with your name, man, where you from, and what you currently doing.
I don't know, man. I actually forgot before I got here. Then they told me you was here hosting this and everything. My man Rodney Grimes.
Yeah.
Then I caught a brain freeze. And I said, oh man. Then I got it all back.
Yeah.
Let me stop playing. DC's own DJ Mellow T.
Right, Mellow T.
Show business vet, industry vet. You know what it is. Straight out of Southeast. Burgundy and gold, baby. You know what's up, Nate. And still doing that music thing, man. And it's crazy, Nate, because we sitting here talking, and a few weeks ago I just celebrated 40 years in the music
Man,
industry.
get them flowers while
Yeah.
you're here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, baby.
Yep. Give my props to my cousin, DJ Cool. And you and I, we family.
Yes,
you and your
without a
family,
doubt.
my family. So
Without a doubt.
that's another story. So my thing is working on these new projects, man, and the grind never stops, but the shine never stops too.
Yeah,
So it is a reflection of some kind of reward at the end of this thing. So
Now, I heard you saying something about the Ben's Chili Bowl thing. Tell the community about what's happening.
Oh yeah, well that we released that actually almost a year ago,
Okay.
and the Ben's Chili Bowl Go-Go song, the real DC Go-Go and Ben's, and I'm gonna tell you something. I actually got blessed because of all the go-go bands and personalities in the city. I actually got the honor to perform that song and put it together along with the family and everything like that,
Okay.
and it's a hit. Glad to see that, and the video is absolutely a hit. We was filming. I don't want to say that word. We were filming all over the DMV and different parts of the place to bring that video into fruition. But the fact that the song itself, big shout to my man, Roy Battle from Rare Essence, who really did a lot of work with me on that track. Big shout to Roy and all other musicians who worked on that thing with me, and the family, Kamal, Ali, and the rest of the Benz family. It's a great track, and the public loves it. By the way, we will be celebrating 65-year anniversary, August 22nd, Chuck Brown's birthday, on U Street, at the U Street Ben's Chili Bowl location, the original. Shut the block down.
Right.
We have a big block party. I'm gonna probably hit that song, and then I'm gonna do a couple others, some new joints or whatever, along with the mellow slide. Of
Okay,
course.
okay.
You know, the mellow
okay.
slide never
Mellow
gets
slide,
old.
Yeah.
That never gets old.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening right now, man. But along with the other stuff I got going on, man, and I don't know what else you want to know, man.
Yeah, well, I know you're doing your thing,
Yeah,
man.
yes,
I know
sir.
you've been doing your thing since we was kids.
I gotta say this though. I gotta give God the glory.
Yeah,
This is Sunday, and I have to give God the glory.
without a
Yeah,
doubt, without
yeah.
a doubt. He done blessed us, man.
Absolutely.
Unbelievably,
Yeah.
considering where we come from.
Absolutely.
We come from that side of the
Oh,
Southeast
boy.
where,
Yeah. We don't have to
scraping
bring
your knees was just what we did.
You don't have to
know
bring
what
it
I'm
up, do
saying?
you?
Yeah, man, cause most of the cats we ran with, man, they here. They not here.
A lot of
For various reasons, but none of them were good.
lot of
You know what I mean?
them, lot of them are not here.
So I'm glad to see.
We
that-
here though.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that the folks that did make it
Yes.
or are making it are trying to do our best to,
Yes, sir.
to make a difference in the community, man.
I do have to throw this out. One of the other projects that's going on is my Commander song
Okay.
that we released at the end of last year. We're gonna put the finishing touches on the actual video for that, and go on and pop that thing out for the season and stuff like
Okay,
that too. So
okay.
yeah. So.
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
You was telling me that you was sitting down with Magic Johnson the other day.
Oh, I ran into Magic at the rally. The
Okay.
rally at FedEx Field, man, and we had a couple of quick words with each other, because it was chaotic out there
Right,
because
right.
Everyone's excited for the new ownership sale going through,
Right.
and it's a big renewed enthusiasm, Lee. So
Okay.
it's a good.
Yeah, so it went from burgundy and gold to burgundy and soul.
Yeah, you heard that right. Burgundy and Soul, right? Yeah. I missed that one
Yeah.
down at the doggone
Yeah.
at the oh man, what's the joint in
Down in
Southwest?
yeah.
Southeast, Southwest,
Yeah.
the bullpen.
The bullpen.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, I
Yeah.
actually wish I had made that one, because when I saw that crowd, I would have actually loved to go and drop,
Right.
hit the
right,
song down there. 'Cause
Right.
they'd have been crazy about, they'd have loved it, but
Well, you got time.
I got time.
You got time.
It's gonna
I'll
be
tell
many
you what,
celebrations.
Man, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
You know what I'm
years,
saying?
man.
And I'm just hoping that new ownership bring new prosperity. If nothing else, bring new ideas, new directions.
I think we're actually going in that direction, bro.
Well, I know that the dude did good with the 76ers.
Yeah.
And Magic has done good wherever he's been. So,
They got a
did
great
what they
team.
had to do, man. And ownership, it always starts at the head, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully that burgundy and gold will do something. Somebody, never know, somebody asked Magic about the name, right?
I know.
And he said everything's up for discussion.
Yeah. So
You know,
heard that, right?
Yeah,
So,
everything up for discussion.
So
So we gonna see how it plays.
you might as well get used to. Here it comes again, Nate. Here comes another name change.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it out there because it's just.
That Commander's a hard swallow. I don't know who voted for that one.
I still don't know where it came
I
from.
think that came straight from Daniel Snyder.
It might have, man. It's Commanders. It's hard to swallow, and as you said, but anything you can get used to, especially if you're winning. However, people thought that the fan base thought that they had skin in the game with the decision. Turns out, man, it was like it looked like it was pre-picked.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
a done deal.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
So hopefully this new ownership will be more fan relatable.
got one thing to add that you're gonna like,
Uh-huh.
because based on you mentioned where we come from, and where we come from in the city, South Side, Southeast. There's Southeast and there's Southeast.
Mhm.
So, we us, we We south side across the bridge. We also south side on the East Capitals, on the Capitol East side as
Right.
well.
Right.
So I think we coming back home, Nate, the RFK baby.
You think so?
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
they got to rebuild that thing.
Oh no, they get ready to tear that
But
down.
that was the best thing going, man.
No, they get ready to tear that down.
I'm
Nate.
just saying, just having games right there,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But here,
You know,
we
we
coming
grew up
back
with that.
We coming back home.
You think they come back home?
I heard some news 2 days ago
Okay, well, I hope so.
from the mayor's office.
I hope so.
I can't say right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
She had a meeting with your guy.
Okay, well, I hope so.
Yeah, so I'm with
That'd
Josh
be,
Harris.
that,
so.
that'd be a big piece right there, boy.
Well, now that Dan is out of here, people want to engage in
Yeah.
talks. So I think we coming back.
But y'all heard it first right here.
That's right.
Y'all heard it first right here. People
That's
to
right.
People networking. I ever think you coming out, my brother. Always good to see you, man.
You know what,
Family.
man?
Always.
It was absolutely a blessing, sir, to be here, and so glad to run into you guys. Y'all don't know how far we go back, but anyway, it is what it
Like
is.
Cadillacs and two flats. You know what I'm saying?
People to People podcast. Thank you for having me. It's a great, great, great platform, and I'm out.
All right. Thanks a lot, DJ Milo.
Yes, sir.
Melody, my man. All right. We got another guest coming on.
yes.
You got it. So thank you, thank
We
you.
got
for
this
that.
whole network, folks,
Thank
going
you,
on
brother.
right here. Come on, have a seat.
Hey,
Have a seat.
thank you.
All right. I'm Nate Jenkins.
I'm Robert Tamer.
Mr. Timmer, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'm a very, I'm gonna say this, inspired person by anybody positive with wisdom, and I just exude, like, want to just get all the knowledge I can get from
Okay.
one. And of course, I'm a firm believer, and I'm working on myself at the moment. Just got baptized in November.
All right,
and the
all
Lord's
right.
been doing a lot of miraculous things, but of course, this is a platform to get exposure. I'm just getting into the car sales business, and
Where you at?
I'm over at Dark Cars on Arthway, 56 Arthway, over
Okay.
there in Camp
Okay,
Springs,
Camp
right,
Springs.
right across from the Red Lobster. or
Okay.
whatever.
You doing new cars, used
Yeah,
cars?
used and new. If you
Okay.
want to sell your car, you can do your car. Come in and sell your car appraisal for a trade-in. we
Okay,
do
wait a
that.
minute. He said if you want to sell it or buy it, he
Come
is
on.
the man that
Come on,
comes.
yeah.
Give him your name once again.
Yes, my name is Robert Tamer, and I'm over here at the Dark Cars Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram over there
Alright.
on Camp Springs, right across from the Red Lobster.
All right,
And-
all the way.
And I already, in my first month, I done sold 8 cars.
Woo,
man.
get that commission,
Come
player.
on, 8
Get that
cars,
commission,
man.
player.
And I just would have never, the things the Lord has been doing on me, like, I'm not gonna question it. It does have me at awe, cause I'm like, why me? Cause of course I feel like I've been in the wilderness, and I would say back in last year, February, he done this unusual snatching up on me, and he said, "I want you now," and I've been drenched in his words. I haven't been questioning him. Of course, I have stumbled, and I still some clean. I want to clean. I want to clean it up because I want to be righteous and sanctified like that. That's my true passions. And right now, I went to a hiring event for car selling at Dark Cars out College Park. 80 people in line. I kid you not. And they chose me. Like, the person with no experience chose me, and I just can't question it, man.
I'm gonna hit you with this real quick, cause I'm a gospel.
Mm.
I'm a music lover.
Come on.
Been in the music business for quite a few decades now. And one of my favorite artists is my man with the group Fire.
Mm.
And he always says, James always says, he attracted to your problems, not your praise.
Come-
Because everybody got problems. He give you problems to help you get better.
Mhm.
So you can then thus turn around and praise him. So he's more attracted to your appreciation for his blessings than your problems. Because how you appreciate your blessings and praise and spread that gospel
Come on.
is more unique than the problems that you share with so many others. Right? So, James Fortune and Fire. So he's more
Oh, yeah, I
attracted
gotta
to
listen
your
to that.
praise
Yes.
than he is your
Come
problem.
on. And I'm praising him.
Because everybody get on their knees and say, please help me with this, help me with that. But very seldom do people say thank you.
What? Thank you,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Thank you for letting me open my eyes.
You
this
feel
morning.
me?
Come on.
So you telling me that you was least experienced, got the position, and you blowing them out of the water. But I want you to understand something. for me, whenever there's an accomplishment, it's not because I did something great. It's because I got greatness ahead of me. I gotta find out what it is I need to do.
Yeah.
Because it clearly states when, when more is delivered, more is expected. Right? And we kind of like want to swim around in our successes without understanding that. You gotta get out there, prove the success and walk on that sideline so you can jump back in later.
Come on.
You did. So he more attracted to your praise.
Yeah, cause I praised him unemployed, praised him when I was homeless.
There you go.
You know, like, so this is I definitely gotta praise him for
This
this.
your
'Cause I
season.
know, like, cause I was, for example, on my birthday, I was locked up at 32 years old. I spent my birthday in there, and somehow, like, he filled me with joy. And then I'm sitting next to another guy named Robert in cell 32, and then I'm sitting in cell 33, turning 33. Then I get on the phone with my cousins, and she's like, "Why you sound so joyous?" Like, come on. Of course, I don't want to be there, but when they ask me, "Do I want anything?" I don't want food. I need the Bible. Like, I need that word up in me. Like, that is what fed me. Like, while I was in there, and right now, he's feeding me and doing everything. Yeah, like I haven't had patience through this journey, and he's introducing me to my other brothers and sisters, and like the Grimes. Like, at my first networking event, I introduced myself to them. I didn't have a business, nothing. I was working at a front desk, and their energy was just thick and warm with love, and something just spoke to me with their spirits. And yeah, and I send them prayers every morning, and I just really want them to know how much I really appreciate them, and of course, and I'm grateful for the Lord introducing me to them, and I think the way the Lord is using them as well, of course.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you made it here to people.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Right? Because this is where positive people meet. We exchange our ideas, our hopes, our experiences, and we just grow each other. You know what I'm saying? We water ourselves. We're the seeds that we water. We don't do it for ourselves. Who else will?
What?
I just want to congratulate you on your success and understand that he attracted to your praise, not your problems.
Come on, man. Thank you.
You go
Nice
and
to
have
meet
a good day.
All right, you too,
All
sir.
right, thank you. All right, we got some new blood coming in here. And our people mixer event. Come on in, young lady. Have a seat.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about who you are and what you do.
Okay, right to it.
Right to it.
Well, normally I don't wear a wrist brace. I'll just say that. But suddenly during the storm, my wrist started hurting. Yes, but my name is Sonia Williams. I am a former special education teacher, taught for 18 years in the classroom. And 5 years ago, during my planning period, I found myself burnt out in the classroom, teaching students with emotional and behavioral disabilities, being a single mother of 2 children, commuting back and forth from Woodbridge to DC to Virginia to Maryland. And I just stopped during my planning period and started crying and realized, I said, Lord, I'm burned out, but I know that this is the gift that you've given me, the ability to teach and educate and empower. And as I sat there with the tears running down my face, I said, well, Lord, whatever I do next, I want to keep teaching, go beyond the classroom and impact my community. I want to help a lot of people.
Okay.
Because what I learned is that whatever you're passionate about or whatever whatever your interests are combined with helping others, that's when you realize that's your purpose. And I said, aha, for so long I asked God, Lord, what is my purpose in this world? I questioned a lot. Why? What am I here for? Because I know that there was something more, and then that's when doing, networking and listening to other people, prominent or just, going through life, I learned, the purpose is tied to your gift or your passion combined with helping or being a blessing to others.
Excellent.
So one day I woke up and God put on my heart, teach financial literacy. And I simply began to run with it. So whoever was willing to listen, I would say, I want to teach financial literacy. I want to teach financial literacy. And the more I spoke that, the more I believed in my heart, it's coming. because I believe in the power of your words, you know, as a man thinks, so is he. And sure enough, that's how I stepped into financial literacy, simply through praying and asking God, and I did very well as a financial broker, teaching people how money works, teaching people how to make your money work for you, so that you can prepare, you know, and build a strong financial foundation, you know, making sure that your financial house is in order, but also prepare for a comfortable financial future. And I was also teaching that not only do you prepare for a comfortable financial future, but you want to prepare for $1 million financial future.
Why not?
Right.
Why not?
Because you know, if you're making six figures now, you want to retire with at least $1 million or more. In this case, maybe $2 million.
Or three.
Or three. And the younger you are, the more you're gonna need for that comfortable retirement,
Oh, definitely.
comfortable financial future.
So tell us a little bit about your services and how people
Okay.
can connect with you.
Sure, thank you. So again, I self-titled myself 5 years ago financial empowerment coach, because the more I spoke, no matter if it was a 20-year-old in the room, a 30, 40, 50, 70-year-old in the room, people said, I didn't know half the stuff you taught us. You know, that old saying, people perish, or the scriptural saying, people perish for lack of knowledge. And so, you don't know what you don't know. And when I shared, you know, that's why I said, oh wow, so many people are empowered by the information I shared. I'm a financial empowerment coach, self-titled. And
We'll
then,
take it.
yes, absolutely. And then during the pandemic, just like everybody else, I hit a financial brick wall as a financial broker, okay? Simply because the same way I made sure people put certain things in place as far as financial resources was the same way that when people hit that, when the pandemic closed all the businesses and everything was shutting down, so were they canceling their financial products that I provided to them. And I found myself facing eviction. I found myself struggling to pay the utility bills. My bills were piling up, and also even struggling to put food on my table. And even having a bout with COVID, I felt like I was one of the first people that got COVID in 2020.
Been there.
Yeah, and so I spoke to somebody and I said, you know, one of my former business partners, they said, I've got somebody for you. We know your story. We know you're looking for something because I hit a financial brick wall. And they said, I have somebody for you to talk to. So they gave me a phone number, and I prayed and I said, I don't even know who this person is, but I know I need something fast because, again, I was facing eviction. I didn't have any money coming in. And then, so 5 days later, I picked up the phone. I called the guy that was with my company, and I told him I need something fast because I don't want to go back to the 9-to-5 job
Right.
as a teacher, but I know that I need something to continue to sustain my livelihood. And when he said, well, take a look at this business opportunity. And then I said, oh, wow, final expense specialist.
Okay.
This makes sense to me because I was teaching people how to build long-term wealth, but I wasn't teaching people how to make sure you had that immediate liquid asset or the immediate emergency funds in your bank account. So long-term wealth, that was good. My children is going to be, I'm creating multi-generational wealth for them. But the immediate stuff, there was no $500 in my bank account. There wasn't even $200. So I said, oh, this makes sense because if I had died during my COVID bout, which I got very sick, then I would have, somebody would have had to do a GoFundMe for me.
Right.
And that is why I stepped into the new field of final expense specialist, making sure that if you die tomorrow, you're going to be a financial blessing, and there's going to be immediate access to funds for your family. So 24-hour funds combined with help during that time of need, because you already know if you and I step into the funeral home, we're going to automatically be taken advantage of, because that's how we've been taught. That's how they've been taught. But now I'm saying we need to know what is it, what resources and services are available to us on that difficult time. So many people face death of our loved ones, and we find ourselves doing a GoFundMe. Some people, some of my clients told me passing the offering plate, or borrowing and begging, or sitting in the front row crying and broke. I get all these different things from people, clients that I sit down with, and they tell me their story. They said, Sonia, I'm reaching out to your company because I don't want to pay another $25,000. I don't have another $25,000 to bury a loved one. So what can you do for me? And then I share. I say, well, allow me to share the resources and services that I provide. That I've been helping so many families. Again, create legacies and avoid the GoFundMes.
Now tell our folks again how they can reach out to you.
Oh, sure. So my name is Sonia Williams, and for now, you can just call me. Should I say my phone number?
Yes, of course.
571-316-5877.
All right, y'all got that one more time?
Yes, Sonia Williams, 571-316-5877. I'm licensed up and down the East Coast, so all the way from New Jersey through Georgia. I can help that person.
All right,
Yes,
Ms.
thank
Williams.
you,
Thank
thank
you so
you.
very much for
Thank
stopping
you,
by
you're
here.
very
People's
welcome.
Mixer event. We're gonna have
Yes,
several
thank
of them.
you.
We're looking forward to you being here.
Absolutely. I
Help
think we're
folks
matching
with
a little
the
bit
fun.
too. Okay.
Yeah, okay. We got that. See, sucker girl. That's how we do that. Ain't nothing wrong with being fashionable and smart. Ain't
Amen.
nothing wrong with
Amen.
it.
Thank
Again,
you.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're doing a great job.
Amen. Thank you.
All
Have a
right,
blessed
all
day.
right.
Thank you.
All right, we got a new guest coming in.
Sit over there.
All right. All right, we got another young lady coming in.
Yes,
I heard her speaking a little bit earlier during the event.
yes.
How are you today, young lady? Thank you for taking your time out and coming and sitting with us here at the People to People Mixer event. Tell us your name and a little bit about who you are, what you do.
My name is Dr. Lois Hunt,
All right, Dr. Hunt.
and I've been in business. I used to be in business in restaurant business for over 25 years.
Ooh, that's a long time.
And I also had 3 dental offices, 2 in DC and 1 in Pittsburgh.
Excellent, excellent. All
Also,
right.
I attended Howard University medical school for 2 years. And then later I attended University of Pittsburgh for 4 years. Then I attended NYU for 4 years in implant dentistry, Moses, most advanced dentistry.
Wow, okay,
And
okay.
I also own two restaurants as I said before, 2 restaurants in DC called Wings and More Wings.
Okay.
Extension of Wings and Things.
Mm-hmm. I'm very familiar, a big fan.
Yeah.
I've eaten a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, tell us a little bit about your connection to people.
When I connected people from my sister, she invited me to attend.
Okay.
And with her,
Okay.
this is a second attendance to.
All right.
So
Well,
she encouraged
we
me
are
to
so fortunate to have you here because it's important that we know that positive people out there have success stories over time. That's very, very encouraging because a lot of times we don't get an opportunity to sit down with folks as yourself that have the high education as well as the business acumen to be successful in the black community. You know, we get so many stories about the negativity, but we don't get a lot of
positive.
yes,
And
yes.
see, I've been through all. I made it. I'll be 83 years old
Oh
tomorrow.
my God! Oh, bless your heart.
I'll be 83 years old.
Happy
tomorrow, so
birthday.
I've seen all the segregation among all this. We have come a long way, but we still have a long way to go.
Yes, we do.
And we as a race of people, I mean, we do things to our own selves too, besides we think that other people, other
Mhm.
ethnic groups are doing bad to us, but we do things to our own selves too, which we could try to help each other, bring each other. You know, we can't be against each other. And there's good in all races of people, but you just have to learn to work together. We all have our differences, but we have to learn to work with our this will be a better one.
Definitely. Thank you for that pearl of wisdom. 83. You don't look it at all. Glory to God. Yeah, that's a
And
blessing.
thank God for bringing me
Yeah.
this far, Cause my mother, she didn't live until she was 53.
Oh, wow.
And my sister lived at 53
So
too.
you definitely outpaced them.
I lived there.
You got the
And
blessings on blessings.
I just went to a birthday party with my mother's, I had one auntie, she's living, and she was 100 years old this past
Wow.
24th. She
Excellent.
lives in DC.
Excellent.
No, she went to Howard too.
Excellent.
You know, too.
Excellent. Well,
And
you
we
know,
stress, and then I educated 3 of my nephews to come up to DC in my family. What we try to do is we try to educate the next generation so that they won't have to struggle as much as we did. My father, he was a building contractor. He was in he went to Hampton. I went to Hampton undergrad school. My mother did too. My father was the first black man down in Hampton to build houses for black people.
all right.
And,
Legacy.
the legacy, and the thing about it is, he left us all a legacy too. All we had to do was pay the taxes and insurance on our houses.
Excellent. Excellent. You know, it's so good to hear that we have a long-term legacy of success, right? Because that encourages others to kind of duplicate some of that blessing and energy. And it sounds like it all started with education.
It started all with education, because my grandmother said, even though we have education, everybody's not college, but you can get a trade, but you're not gonna stay around here and do nothing.
I know that's
You know,
right.
And then my aunts always said, if you wanna go to school, in my family, all my aunts said, if we help you, or y'all supposed to help the next generation, so they be successful too. You have to keep the tradition going in our family.
That sounds like a great plan.
Yeah, that's
I
what.
wish every family could adopt it. I want y'all to hear that out there. That's a plan for generational success,
Yeah,
right? A plan for generational success. That is excellent. And I want to thank you so very much for dropping by and dropping those pearls of jewels on us.
yeah,
Because, you know, we need to hear that. Because we, you know, I know for myself, we can get so caught up in today's business that we forget about tomorrow, yesterday, and everything like that. But we got to know that it's individuals such as yourself that have come from a long legacy and a line of successful people. And just keep that drumbeat going, generation after generation.
and then I would also say this later, that we, in my family, only thing to be successful is you have to be thankful for God. That's
Yes.
the first question that you should be thankful. That's what my aunt said. You be thankful for God. He got you, that He woke you up the next day, and He see you on your way. And don't down people. You know, try to bring up people. You know, don't be envious of people. Just do what you have to do yourself. And also, I like to say this. I worked at DC jail for 20-some years as a correctional. I didn't go over there to be an officer, but I went over there to be an oral surgeon, a doctor. They didn't give it to me, so I just took the next best thing, and I said, God must have meant me to be a correctional. I never had no problem. I worked at the jail, DC jail, over 15 years in the penitentiary there, and I seen all the inmates come out. They all respected me. I never had any problem with any inmate. Sometimes they called me mom, and I said, "Oh, that's all right. They can call me mom. At least they're not calling me out by name.
Right,
They
right,
respect
right.
me, 'cause some of them could call some of them officers terrible, you know. And I always respect the officers. And when I was at the jail and that, Lord, I always had something to build the morale. We always had get-togethers and, you know, bring all the officers together. Somebody had death in their family, somebody needs something, we all chip in and give. We had such a helping hand come in, and I belong to the honor guard, and we did that too.
Excellent. Excellent. So you have
So-
a very long legacy of
But,
success
we
and
just,
helping.
this young generation, we have to stop this killing, this, I just don't like this, what's going on there. But we just have, all we can do is pray. That's what I can do is pray. And counsel, I counsel my nephews, some of them going on straight, but I tell them, when I called on the day, and I told them, I said, you don't have no, well, I have respect for them. I said, no, you don't have no respect for your mother. So I told him, I said, I'll help you, but you gotta still respect your elderly people, you gotta respect your elderly. That's where I was brought up.
That's right.
We couldn't disrespect our mother, my grandmother, we couldn't disrespect my daddy. No, we couldn't, we had to respect the elderly people, This generation, sometimes they don't respect the elderly people, and yesterday, I'm gonna tell you this and then I'm going. Yesterday, I was going to Dollar Tree. So outside, I went to Dollar Tree to get some cars to bring over here for, Mr. and Miss Grimes. So outside was a young boy, young, he looked like he was homeless, or he wanted some money. So I said, well, when I come back out, I'll give you some money. So when I came back out, I didn't see him. But when I was going in the store, he said, you have some pretty hair. I said, he did say that to you. My grandmother always said, respect the people, whether you don't know what they might be going through, And my uncle, he was a medical doctor. And so I used to work with him at the office, so I come outside, he used to call the people wineries,
Right.
And we give them some, I give them a few pieces of change and everything. So this particular day, we come out, and my uncle, he put his bag, one time you could go visit, people sick in the home, so he'd go and take so his bag was missing. So about 10 or 15 minutes, that bag jumped back. I don't know where it came from, but it came back. So you always got to respect. You don't know what people are going through. But I'd never been robbed. I had two business. I just pray every day I go in there. I pray every day when I was at the jail too, and the penitentiary. I worked both places, so I know both sides.
Well, I want to thank you for your service to the community, your professional service, and for the jewels and pearls of wisdom you dropped on us today. So thank you so very much for coming out to people. We're pleased to know you.
I continue
And
to come.
happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
But we all have our differences, but we gonna work through this.
We're gonna work it out.
It's tough times, but tough people last.
There you go. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, we got another guest coming on. All right, that was wisdom and respect. You can't get that
We
anyway.
got to talk.
Right here,
I
people,
went
people.
to
And
Hampton.
our
You
mixer
went to
event.
Norfolk State. 3 of my sisters went to Hampton, brother went to Norfolk State, and I have some relatives that taught in Norfolk State.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our next guest coming along. All righty. All right, hello, young lady. Blessing us with your presence. Tell us who you are, what you do.
I am.
Yeah, we got you. It's good.
I am Mika Grimes, and I do a plethora of things. As far as First Entertainment, I write music and have written music for a lot of A, B, and C artists in the United States, from hip hop music to soul music to the what do they call that music? I did something for a Starbucks, a Jewish Starbucks artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you diverse.
In her late 70s, yeah. I was like, yeah. I own a studio in PG County by Iverson Mall Beach Road. That is called You Create Studio.
said it's on Beach Road. Give us some
Yeah.
information on how we can reach you and get those services.
You can find us on social media at You Create. So it'll be the letter U, C, R, and then the number 8.
Okay, that's creative. Okay.
Yeah, because you created.
Alright.
And I also am a partner on a studio called Studio 17 in Tysons, Maryland, in
Okay.
Baltimore.
Okay. So you do a lot in the industry.
I do. I mean, right now I've just been doing photography and graphic design because I also do graphic design, like build websites and logos.
I can leave my dad's charger.
Things of that nature. As far as what else?
Right there.
As far as entertainment goes, this COVID stuff messed me up a lot. I had to deal with Sony, but the person who had that deal, yeah, he died. Rest in peace to him.
It's right there.
And then what else so far? I guess the last show I did was Rolling Loud in Miami. That was fun. That was like 10,000 people. Yeah. And what else? Oh, philanthropy. So I do a lot as far as that. I own a company called I Help. Help stands for Helping Everyone Learn in Progress. So I help everyone learn in progress. I help. That website is ihelpworldwide.com. Also work for Peace for DC. I'm the director of partnerships for Peace for DC. I train the frontline workers. The Washington area to do mediation.
Well, I heard you
trauma,
say a
stuff
lot
like that.
about your experiences with graphic arts and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And you kind of remind me of somebody I know who does some of that. Your dad, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
I started
okay.
off with him.
All
Like,
right.
At first I was drawing. Well, I still draw. I still draw and I paint. They put me through a lot of art classes when I was young. Like I was definitely like in the 3rd grade, like drawing naked bodies. But to me it was art. I was just like,
Well, it still is.
I know, but I mean, it's funny when your dad got to come up to the school in the 3rd grade and was like, your daughter got to stop drawing boobs. But I didn't look at it like that. I was like learning the human anatomy. Do you remember that book? My dad's sitting over there. It was How to Draw People. It's a real book and it's like still popular to this day. So once I got a little older, my older brother went to Norfolk State and graduated, got a bachelor's in graphic design. So he brought home all his programs and left it in my dad's office, and I was on the computer like, oh, this is awesome. I can do all my art and like my hands are clean and I don't have all the mess. It was nice, definitely nice to get into graphic art design because back in the day, I don't know about anybody else, but when you do art, when you're born in the 80s and 90s, there's this little palette called Rose Art, and I got that for my birthday, Christmas, Easter. It didn't matter. It was that same packet. I don't know if you remember. It was Rose Art, and it was like a line of crayons and a line of markers and a line of colored pencils. You know, remember that like little packet? But I had so many of those, so kept me drawing because I was like, I gotta use these.
So those things that you did as a child build into the things that you do as an adult.
Yeah.
You refine it and come up with the greatness of the day.
For sure. I definitely am about to start selling my art.
Excellent.
You were like, yeah, you should. Let me buy that.
So tell us, where can we find this art?
Oh, no, yeah, you gotta like hit me up directly. Like my social medias are at World of Baby Girl, spelled the regular way, World of Baby Girl.
All right.
And not G-U-R-L, G-I-R-L. It ain't girl, it's girl.
It's phonetically correct. World of
Yes.
Baby Girl. Well, baby girl, thanks for dropping by.
Sure.
And we got your IG. We're going to let the whole world connect to you. pull out some of that great stuff. And give us one more time where your studio is located and how we can get to that.
That is on Beach Road. You know, I'm not. If you look us up online, you just type in U, the letter U, the letter C, the letter R, and the number 8. And yeah. Besides that, just to plug in, I help we connect. We came from a long event,
No,
but
I understand.
we bridge the gap between knowledge and underserved communities. So literally, like if you have like, say you were a DJ, we would build a curriculum around you being a DJ for the youth or for adults or what have you. So we bring, the knowledge to the people. And yeah, so if you have a business and you need a curriculum or you need help putting your curriculum out or getting funding for your curriculum, we do all.
Excellent, excellent. Kudos to you. Thank you so very much for being a part of this People to People Mixer event.
Yeah.
And we look forward to sending as much business as we can your way.
Yeah.
All right?
Got my family here. Just sitting over there. Hey,
Yeah, the
family.
whole Grimes troops.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, thank you, Ms. Grimes.
Okay.
You wanna sit
That's
down?
your turn.
My partner's actually here. Yeah.
You took care of it all. I
That's
do
okay.
not. I do not.
Yeah, come on. You get some
Hello.
action,
I
Jackson.
got it.
Get a little shower.
I'm very shy, I'm telling you.
No, he's not. Talk
I'm
about.
very shy.
You need to talk about your children.
All right. So who we have next? Coming to the stage. Coming to the chair.
It's on.
I don't have anything.
Come on, young man.
Come on, young man.
I'm be honest. I gotta get ready to run.
I don't have nothing to say.
All right. We got some of this Grimes family coming on in here. Get someone to sit right here and then someone to sit in that chair. So we get everybody on camera. She wants you in the center.
Goodness gracious.
Let me move that back for you a little bit. There you go.
This part is cut out of the video.
Look straight ahead. Front and center. There you go.
Why are you guys leaving?
Oh, you look good. You good.
Why are you leaving?
All right, tell us who we have here.
Well, my name is Tara. This is my sister. She's been on this podcast before. Just dragged her along with me because my uncle wants me to be a part of this today, it seems. So I'm here. And
who's your uncle?
my uncle is Rodney. Rodney Grimes is the man that is responsible for all of this. And so I'm here.
So what do you look at to participate in People to People? What do you think your contribution's gonna be?
Well, that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Waiting to see what it is that he wants me to do.
So you're
As the
availing
niece,
yourself,
as
you're
the
open.
niece, you just have to be ready for whatever it is
All right.
that he asks.
Whatever he asks you to do.
Yeah,
Is that both of you ready for whatever he asks you to do?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about yourselves.
We'll start with my sister.
Oh, she's putting me on the spot. Well, I'm a poet. I write poetry. I do yoga. I'm into health and wellness.
Okay.
And I want to now delve into another part of health and wellness, which is the healing of the body, the lining up of your chakras. And, my sister is about to take a sound bowl class. And so when she gets certified, she can train me. And then we both maybe can do it simultaneously. I think that would work well with
So you guys are very, very close, I said.
Yeah.
We are siblings, and so with being siblings,
You got a little rivalry thing?
we do
from
have
time to time?
all that
Okay.
come with that,
Oh,
but
yeah,
we're
most definitely.
connected spiritually, I think, and that's what keeps us together.
Well, I think the rivalries are always necessary, right?
Yeah.
Because without the negative, you can't actuate the positive, right? And vice versa.
They all come with growth.
Yeah, and your love really shines when you arguing, right?
I think so.
That's what the fuck I
like
love
that.
the most.
Will you remember that next time? I think it
Yeah.
There's
does.
something I read. It said, you can't hate something that you never loved before.
True.
How can you hate it if you never
So
loved
it was a line in the movie called The Last Black Man in San Francisco, and he was on the bus, and he said, "Yeah, you can't hate it here unless you love it here. You're not allowed to hate it unless you love it
Yeah,
first."
that's right.
So
That's right.
yeah,
Well, it's good to see sisters doing that thing. I got record daughters, so I understand that sister love thing. When I say a rack, I got 10 daughters.
you have 10 daughters.
10 daughters.
Wow.
So you look
I
I
have
don't
sons
see
too.
a
Oh, you
full
got 5
head of
sons? Wow.
gray.
I got no
I
gray.
don't, I don't
No gray.
see any severe aging or anything
Thank
like
you,
that, so
thank you. I'm gonna
they
take that as a compliment.
must have been very, very good.
Well, I'll tell you real
girls.
quickly, I was a single dad,
Wow,
so I had 6 kids for 9 years by myself.
okay.
And at the time, it was 4 girls, 2 boys, and they were teenagers.
Wow.
One was in college, the oldest was in college, the rest were teenagers. And you know, at the time, for a newly divorced guy, he's trying to find himself, date, and all that other stuff. At the same time, raise these teenagers.
That's a lot.
Girl, all we had was 2 things. We had church and basketball. Everybody either played basketball, supported basketball, but we all went to church.
Went to
Yeah.
church.
Other than that, we ate and slept, and that was it. I didn't have a whole lot of time for nothing else.
Yeah.
And I found out that idle time is the devil's workshop. So I tried to make sure that those kids had no idle time.
Very smart.
We
That's
left the
key.
house at 5:30 in the morning and got back at 10 at night. All you got time to do is take a shower, go to bed, get back up and do the same thing tomorrow. And that was it.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to seeing the contributions of these 2 beautiful young ladies on People to People. Also, I'm looking forward to you blessing us on Man in the Mirror. 'Cause
Oh, really?
I did a podcast with Rodney with Man in the Mirror.
What would you like for us to come on there and do?
Well, every month on Man in the Mirror, we have specific topics. So as those topics relate to yourselves, your past, your expiring, your dreams, we'll pull you in.
That'd
But
be
I'm
awesome.
sure Uncle Rodney got some ideas for you for People to People, and he'll keep us in line along with Ms. Z to
Lady Z.
understand. Yes, Lady Z to understand what it is that you're gonna bring to the table. But I want to welcome you guys to the People to People family, and we look forward to your contributions.
Yeah, we can't wait.
It's always family first. Right? Family first. After God is family. And what I too. So again, I want to thank you for coming. Your name again?
Tara.
Tara?
Yes.
Ashika.
Ashika. Okay, and I'm Nate Jenkins. And this is the family from People to People. All right.
Thank you.
All right. So now we're gonna bring up the not only the event planners, but the people that make up People to People. So I get the honor of speaking and interviewing with Lady Z and Rodney Grimes. So this is big stuff right here.
Ooh,
Big stuff.
I'm sitting in the hot
She
seat.
in the hot seat.
Wow,
It's been-
that's
I
very,
think
it's been a while.
It's been a minute, at least on this end.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump right into it, okay?
let's jump.
So first of all, I want to commend you guys on a great event today,
Thank you.
right? The next one was a success. I was introduced to a lot of great individuals, a lot of good expansion of information and networking, which is all about, and of course, Lady Z and the good food just made it happen.
We
You know
did
what
it
I'm saying?
together.
She always had snacks for me, because you know,
Yeah, I
I'm the snack dude, you know, so she always got the snacks for me
Yes,
when we do the Man in
yes,
the Mirror.
yes,
So I ain't mad at all.
That's right,
But
that's
I just want to congratulate you two, because it takes a different type of person to look out for the masses and do it so naturally. You know, a lot of people have to be pushed by a cause, or they trying to uplift themselves and things of that nature. But I don't get that from either one of you. So I just want to give you your flowers right now and let you know how much I personally appreciate you for all you do. You and Rodney, right? And as I spoke to another couple, and I told the gentleman, I said, that's your better half. And I said, but she's not half, she's whole. I don't believe in marriages being 50-50. You know, I've been married 3 times and divorced 3 times. So I know it's 100-100. Then the young lady can correct me and say it's 100 and 110 for the lady. So I'm gonna give you 120. Okay?
Give me
Yeah, I'm gonna give you yours because you got 20 more if you did it with this cat, right? But I know for a fact that when we do Man in the Mirror, Lady Z is doing the production behind the scenes, and she doesn't get enough credit. We call her name off from time to time. I just want to let you know that it wouldn't happen without you. And actually, none of it wouldn't happen without you, because you the wind under those wings right there, Mr. Grimes. ain't nothing like having somebody in your corner. You know what I'm saying? Rodney's a
Got
good
each
dude.
other's
We
back.
go back. We go back a ways. Now, Rodney, I'm gonna start with you because I already know. You know, I'm starting with you only because you over there, not because you more important. Tell the people why you do people.
This is, in a way, a ministry
Okay.
for me. Not something that I set out to do. This was ordained by God. I can honestly say that and honestly believe it, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing it. I love helping people. I believe in family. I believe in structure. I believe in my people. So I'm just following the footsteps that God set forth for me, because many times when I don't have the strength to do this, like right now, I am exhausted. We've been up all night. I had to make a few trips up here to get stuff up here, and I'm not saying that to complain. I'm just saying the work that we put in, it has to come from inside. So that's why I do it. I believe that I am my brother's and sister's keeper. My grandmother, Louise Shepherd, God bless her soul, was a community activist, strong in the community when I was coming up. A lot of that got stopped when my grandmother passed away, but I was always with her, and I take that very, very serious. And I'm trying to set a legacy as well for my family. Like individuals like yourself, we take on entrepreneurship and we take it on seriously. But what I would like to do is see the people out there to take the opportunity to move forward to accomplish their dreams and goals. So that's why I do that. Man, like if I see you with a flat tire, I'll pull over and help you.
Excellent. Now for you, Lady Z, how difficult is it, honestly, how difficult is it to hold all this together? Because I know you got a home life, you're supporting your husband, you're doing your thing as a part of the show. That gotta be a job for Superwoman.
It is.
You know, and I want to give you your flowers as we doing now, but I just want you to tell the folk out there your journey on a day-to-day basis to inspire others who think, oh, I got it so hard today. You know what I mean? Because I know you got it hard. But I want you to just tell us about how hard it is.
It's rough, it's rough. But we're in it together, to see him happy and, loving what he's doing makes me want to continue to support him in any way that I can, I don't worry about, how tired I am or anything. We just push, I got his back, he has mine. So it's pretty much it. We don't stress about it. We don't bring that into our home. We leave that outside so it helps us. And we don't go to bed angry or anything. We don't sleep with our backs turned to each other. It helps us to grow stronger, each day, loving and supporting one another. He loves what he do. This is his baby, So he's gonna do it regardless, with or without. He's gonna keep moving forward.
Man, that's an excellent testimony from a wife, right? And a life partner. Being a divorcee several times. I know, and I had this gentleman tell me this years ago. I was doing a show in Rock Hill, South Carolina, right? Hip hop show. And I was getting my car washed, and the guy was sitting on a little porch with a little stick in his mouth. He wanted to have a conversation, older gentleman. So I sat down beside him. And he said, "You married?" And I see the shadow from where my ring used to be. I said, "Not anymore." He said, "I know the key to staying married." And I said, "Whoa, wait, let me sit down and get this knowledge here." So I kind of sat up. He said, "I've been married for over 58 years. I know the key to staying married." This was my second divorce at the time. I said, "Hit me with this right here. I need to know." He said, it's real simple, young man. The key key to staying married is to stay married. Regardless of what's going on, what you going through, not being married should not be an option involved in whatever you going on or what you going through.
That's right.
He said if you bring those problems to the marriage, the two of y'all should be able to work it out. But if you trying to work it out on your own, you just left the marriage.
And I tell him that all the time. I'm
And,
in it. I'm in
and
it
you
to the end.
guys are a great demonstration of what that gentleman told me. Because years later, I had a partner who just didn't subscribe to that. It didn't work, and wasn't our fault. I'm an emotional feelings person, so if I ain't get what I want, I'm going to do something different. It's just that simple. And that's the level of maturity. And you guys are one of the best couples that I've been around for a while, and watching you guys engage in people to people. And I see in you, Rodney, and ladies, the support of your endeavor. I see the genuineness, not the uniqueness, but the genuineness. Like you truly want to help people. You know what I mean? And not always in your own lane, but you giving people access to the general public that they may not have to get their stories out, to get their information out, and to receive information. I've yet to see anybody come in the studio and leave the same way before they came in here.
Yeah.
And that's a God-given blessing. You know what I mean? And that's just for me, because I come in here at least once a month and sit down with man in the mirror. And I always walk out, you guys always say I know a lot, but I always walk out learning something that I didn't have before I got here, even if I'm learning something about myself. But what I do know is, as I watch you two individuals just naturally help the general public. Some people, you can see it in them that they are doing a job. But I see you two living it, right? So when I hear you ask questions to some of the folks that we have on the panel, you are truly asking a question as opposed to just trying to keep the conversation going. Right? And your questions come from your heart. You're not afraid to say what you don't know. Right? And you're not afraid to say, I just learned something. So which allows me to let the guard down and say, I need to be that type of person. So I learned that from you, right?
I can honestly
appreciate that.
I can honestly say this. You said this earlier, something about who you hang out with, the company you
Oh, the
keep.
company you keep is the company you keep. Yeah. You are the company that you keep.
So what I've been trying to do, and this is important to individuals in my family, to understand, we don't have to be in a slump. We don't have to be in a certain position where we're struggling all the time. We can come out and we can be supportive of one another like we do on Man in the Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
We call, we take turns bringing people in, we talk about things, we make it happen, and it's all about just moving forward. So I'm saying that, it was an honor to come in to be able to do this. I appreciate you doing what you do. Here, Nate Jenkins, you're a busy man, and here you came in to do the podcasting today, the hosting. And me and the wife, we've been up all night, man, cooking. And then you should have seen us with all the food piled up in the car. I got gravy all over the back of the trunk. Man, but let me tell you, when you're doing this, let me tell you what it was like. 2:30 in the morning, I think the salmon just came out. Then we start doing the chicken. Then we start doing the adobo. Then I was so exhausted. She went in and cut the cheese for the macaroni and cheese, right? And she makes 2 big large trays, so that's a lot of cheese to cut.
Oh, yeah.
But she's cutting this about 2 or 3 in the
I'm
morning.
old school. I still cut my own
She cut it all the way.
I don't do the shredded and all that type of stuff. I just cut it myself.
But what gets me about 4:45, I realize I'm at this point, like I'm like a car, they really need to go get some gas. But I go and sit down on the couch, and I know I dozed off for a good 30, 40 minutes. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, it was a little bit longer.
And when I woke up, I saw trays coming out of the oven. I saw the kitchen floor had been swept. Some of the dishes washed. And I was kind of feeling funny, and this is confession. I snuck upstairs to get another 30
You
minutes.
sure did.
I hauled that up there and lay down, and when I came down, there was still more stuff done. But I said that to say that's the joy that we get. It's not about us. It's about serving the community, doing what we do to help people. And that's what People to People is all about. That's why we do the networking events. We want you to come out here when we do the networking events. We ask you to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube and subscribe. Let me tell you something, okay? And then we're gonna shut it down. A lot of people may not understand that the work we do, Nate, when we was in the music business, it wasn't not about us. It was about us helping people
Right.
make their dreams come true.
Exactly.
When I first met you, you didn't know me from Adam and Eve, and I remember you donated $1,500 to my program, which was amazing. Yeah, brought a couple of artists, and it was something. And as we were moving forward, it came to a point where we realized we were doing stuff for other people. We were making people's dreams come true. That's what People to People is all about. We want you to talk about your stories. Your stories are important. Your businesses are important. And we want you to stop putting yourself down and realize that you don't have to make excuses, because the people, you said, well, how do you put that again? The people that you...
The people who need people.
No, you said the people you hang with.
Oh, you are the company you keep.
You are the company you keep.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening here at the networking event here in Tyson Corner in the intelligence office. We be bringing company that we like to keep. Everybody that came out, we thank you. I thank you, Nate, for sitting in.
Wonderful job.
It was just amazing. My few family members that came, and much love. I'm trying to make it like Walmart, right? Walmart started probably in a little old town. Now they're all over the world. People to People started it here in the DMV. We're gonna be all over the world.
You heard it first right here from Mr. Rodney Grimes. So we talking about taking a local show that cares about the people in this locale and expanding that model globally so we can care about the whole world. I love it. So we give you your cookies and your flowers right now. And this is Mr. and Mrs. Grimes, and they are
People to People. People to People, power to power, positive thinking people.
excellent. All right,
Thank
we're
you.
out.